Here we are, Mass Music Mind, back again. New review. Today's Wednesday. We are talking about Stevie Wonder, Innervisions. Stevie Wonder is a gold miner for his musical talents and knew nothing but strength, unity, and emotional attachment on his description of how beautiful the world was around him. His critically acclaimed masterpiece, Innervisions, is speaking directly to the listener as it is very personable and has this real personality sense behind it. It is also eventually very triumphant in the end too. It describes this abuse and this real ugliness, but at the end, the triumphant is really what's most important. Innervision is one of those records that really lives forever through that real sense of reasonable and relatable moments. From the synth keys that shine on Too High, to the very elegant and very emotionally driven piano on All Is Love Is Fair. There's always a substantial use of ability behind Wonder's sound and behind his music. The beauty is present throughout and manages to coexist within this real magnificent sense of consistently shifting styles and of the tempo and chord progression, as I mentioned, that is just so utterly beautiful here. The way that Wonder moves on to Visions, the track Visions, with this incredibly subtle acoustic guitar and this beautiful arrangement of poetic vocals. He provides a very different outlook and look into his artistic tone. And then, as Wonder describes, "I'm not the one who makes believe. I know that the leaves are green. They only change to brown when autumn comes around. I know just what to say, today's not yesterday, and all things have an ending." Through the slower but steady increase of movement, which then leads into Living for the City, where the entire emotional setting is then shifted, is really important and drastically changed as well. It's this first vibrant tone of intrigue that leads into the frantic vitality of the new city life and telling the story of a young American as he moves from the south into the north, where the shining lights of New York City are supposed to be very bright and frantic for him. The way that Wonder describes this young man's story and his tribulation with the police and racial discrimination, however, is coinciding within the very upbeat instrumentation and is conflicted almost, as it shows a sense of duality behind Innervisions. Innervisions is an album that shows these real senses of pride and real senses of unity, as I stated, but they also show this real ugliness and the way that Stevie Wonder kind of saw himself as a young black man in America. Wonder then moves on, hopefully, to describe a more uplifting topic with Golden Lady, the track where he shouts over dance-heavy piano, Golden Lady, I'd like to go there," over the chorus. And it's filled with these clasping hi-hats and these bongo-esque drums that really reflect well on the variation that Innervisions had. And especially as Wonder moves into Don't You Worry About a Thing, where the Central America instrumentals with these very clasping hi-hats and the maracas that shake have Wonder yelling, and it's this real sense of change again within his music that is always shifting and really always intriguing to see what he's going to do next on Innervisions. This is his 16th album, and I don't think he was new to the ways of making a critically acclaimed album, especially with the other tracks here, Higher Ground, that has been covered many times, and really the way that he can manipulate himself into making a really stellar and standout album. I think that Wonder moves perfectly and really never misses a step here, and Innervisions is really a powerful movement that really follows Wonder as he describes his view on the world, and the immaculately talented artist can really open up to the listener's mind and still be relevant even almost now 45 years later. It's crazy to think that Innervisions was so ahead of its time, I believe, in the sound, and it's still a relevant piece of art that I continue to go back to, not only because it is so beautifully arranged, but also because of the social message behind it and his lyrical content. I think that he does a fantastic job of delivering on both ends, and Innervisions is really a project that stands out for me as one of Stevie's best. Thank you guys for watching. We changed the decor just a little bit. Matt's Music Mind, Stevie Wonder, Innervisions, and I'll catch you guys on Friday with a new review.
Has being blind been a handicap for you?
No, I think a handicap is only a handicap if you make it so. And the handicap today is a lack of communications.